I feel like some of these songs, a couple of these songs, and I will point them out here, could have been on the first or second
I
album.
am Jason Myers from the band Icarus Witch, and you are listening to the Kourse Metal Show, featuring Trevor Crash Knight, the next generation's voice of classic heavy metal.
What is good, guys? What we got here for you today is an album review, and today we are going to be doing the band Babylon A.D. with their brand new album, Rome Wasn't Built in a Day.
To the top, that's what the soldier. Ain't nobody can catch you when you're older. The masquerade in front that you've been putting on. There ain't nobody gonna hold you back for too long. Oh, you're a wreck of the scene, babe.
All right, so first things first, let's go through the members here. It is Derek Davis on lead vocals. You have Ron Freschke, I believe, on guitars. So those two are the only original member guys still in the band. And then you have John Matthews on guitars as well, Dylan Soto on drums, and then Greg Pepe, I believe, on the bass. So this here, Rome Wasn't Built in a Day. It is on Perris Records, and it is technically their fifth studio album. And obviously, what Babylon A.D. is most well known for is the first two albums here. You have the debut from 1989, and then you have Nothing Sacred here from 92, I believe.
Hell yes.
I gotta say, though, as far as first things first, like when I first, because I heard a little bit of the first single here, Wrecking Machine. I heard like a couple parts from that. I didn't hear the whole song when it first came out and such, but when I first heard it, I was kind of like, all right, but when I actually listened to the song, when I picked this album up, I was like, this is classic Babylon A.D. This sounds really good. Once I started fully digesting the whole song. So yeah, and then they also did release a second single, I believe so far, the title track, Rome Wasn't Built in a Day. But yeah, so I first, when I first listened to this, I listened to it probably at least 10 times now, the past couple weeks, and shout out to Tom for, I actually won it in the Rock Nation group, so that's pretty cool too. But yeah, I'm glad I did win this because it is certainly one to have in the collection if you're a fan of Babylon A.D. But yeah, I can't say enough about this album because like I was super impressed. Not that I wasn't, because like I said, I haven't heard any of their other three output or the other two outputs that they did since 1992, so I didn't really know what to expect. So I obviously had the bar low, just because obviously with a lot of bands, 80s bands of the golden era of the glam and sleaze and hair metal, when you hear a new release, sometimes it doesn't sound anything like their origins or back in the day. And I gotta say though, with Babylon A.D.'s new release here, I feel like some of these songs, a couple of these songs, and I will point them out here, could have been on the first or second album. Like that's how good they are. Now, the only thing I will say about the production, though, the production's fine. The only thing that I would say that might kind of annoy somebody is it's clean and everything, but it kind of sounds a little low, or like you're in a room, kind of like down the hallway hearing it. But it's real clear though too. It's not like I don't know how to explain it, but it's a little different. But it doesn't bother me. I like it actually. So let's jump into some of these tracks here. So you got the lead off track, Wrecking Machine, which is a music video as well. Really good, upbeat, more in your face type of single song. Then you got Pain coming on. Now I will say half of this album, at least I would say, is more of the mid-tempo stuff, more of a slower style song, not really real fast-paced. If you want like fast-paced, I would say probably White Hot Bullet or Wrecking Machine might be your best bet. Pain's really good, but on the slower side of things. Sometimes Love Is Hell, like this song here, could have been on one of the first two albums, and it would have fit in absolutely perfect. But I absolutely love Sometimes Love Is Hell. Real good atmospheric at times, throughout the whole album even. But this song here, Sometimes Love Is Hell, is really Good, like atmospheric, but moody. Moody, I think, is the right word here. And then you got the title track coming in here at track number 4. Rome Wasn't Built in a Day. More of an upbeat one, but more of probably one of the more lighthearted songs on the album. So you got track number 5. I think it finishes off side 1, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't have vinyl of it or cassette, so I'm just kind of taking a stab at that. This would be the last one on side A. Looking for a Heartbeat, another slower paced song. Really good. Derek's vocals, though, I will say, I gotta say, is on par with even the earlier stuff. It's really, like, I'm quite impressed. Even with, like, the guitar work throughout this album, I'm impressed. Like, it sounds like I'm serious when I say this album could have been released after Nothing Sacred, or even instead of Nothing Sacred, and you wouldn't really be kind of like thrown back. Like, it does have a modern feel to it, but you still have that same it sounds like Babylon A.D. It really does, even in 2024. So that is a big plus for me, big positive. Not changing anything too drastically. Big positive. So you go here, side B, I believe. Track number 6, I Will Never Break Again. Good. Dude, I gotta say, the first 9 tracks are absolutely great. Keeps my attention throughout all 9 tracks. There is a total of 11 tracks. But so next is White Hot Bullet. Like I said, is more of a faster paced song. Good stuff. There are solos, some solos on here that are good. Like, there is nothing that was off the table. And I gotta say, because obviously I did say, because Derek and Ron, the guitar player and singer, are both the original. So I think that's where you get a lot of the feel of the first 2 albums as well, with the guitar work and such. Then you got here track number 8, Crash Into the Sun. Another good, a little bit slower or mid-tempo pace. Now, when I say slower, nothing really ballady. So because like you do probably have at least like 3 ballads on here, slower stuff, and then you have a decent amount of mid-tempo. Then you got like about 3 tracks of faster, more in-your-face stuff. But I have to say though, one of the first songs that really I gravitated to the first time or 2 listened to is the next track here, track number 9, Face of God. Now, I didn't read the lyrics, but, just from, like, listening to it, this song could be played on, like, Christian radio or been released by Striper or something, and it would have so much love for it, I think. And now, obviously, I don't think that maybe that's what Derek was trying to do when he was writing this, but I mean, just from me listening to the song, seems like that it could be played on Christian radio or be lumped into that. But it's absolutely great. One of my favorite songs off this album. Great ballad type song. Can't say enough. 6 minutes and 30 seconds, which reminds me though too, I Will Never Break Again, another slower ballad type song, is 7 minutes. And honestly, I didn't even realize that was 7 minutes until looking at this here. Just when I'm listening to it, it is not boring at all. It is well done 7 minutes. So yeah, but back here to Face of God, please check that out if you like the ballady, slower stuff. But man, Derek belts it out on a lot of these songs. But here, this is a song that I really took notice of the first time going through here. Now, I will say the album does kind of end a little weak for me. Track number 10 is Shut Up. Just okay. It's a faster paced song, but it just seems like it's just trying to be fast for the sake of being fast. So that's one that will probably not make the iPod. And same with track number 11, which is more of an instrumental, which I do enjoy instrumentals. They have a time and a place, but this one here, I don't love it though either, but I don't think I'm gonna put it on the iPod just because it's one that sometimes that might come on, I might leave it on, might not. So I don't know. It probably won't make it, but I gotta say, 9 tracks out of 11 are absolutely where you want Babylon A.D. to be, I think. I'm certainly impressed with those 9 tracks. And guys, I don't know. This Babylon, the new, I am so impressed with this.
Wow, you're amazing, dude.
very good. And did just see Babylon A.D. is doing some tour dates, so that is exciting. I saw a couple tour dates here on the East Coast, and none in Pennsylvania or Maryland, sadly. So might have to see about that. See if they add any dates up in this neck of the woods in the eastern part of the country. But man, I would love to hear a couple of these songs on, a live set list. Just great stuff. And like I said, I'm not kidding though when I say like a couple of these songs could easily fit on the first 2 albums. And I even told a buddy too. I said you gotta because he's a fan of Babylon A.D. as well, and he didn't listen to it yet. And all this week I'm like, dude, you gotta listen to this, like, because I told him I think this might even take the second album spot for me.
What?
As far as like which one I would visit or like more. But so seriously though, there is some good stuff here that I don't think you'll be disappointed if you pick this up. But just 9 out of 11 tracks, I kind of have to give this a rating of 4 out of 5 just based on that. And just every time I listen to it, I look forward to listening to it. Whenever I see, I'm like, okay, I got like a stack of albums here that I need to go through for reviews. And this is one I'm like, okay, let's do this. I want to listen to this again. And I think that's one of the best things. Now, ask me next year how many times I listened to it since, the first month of having it. And we might have a different story. But as of now, like, I am super impressed, super interested in this album. One that I am recommending to people. But yeah, guys, 4 out of 5 is my rating for the new 2024 album from Babylon A.D. Rome Wasn't Built in a Day off of Perris Records. Check that out. Perris Records has a pretty good selection. They have a pretty good roster as well of bands and just of this type of stuff. So please check them out as well. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments if you are familiar with Babylon A.D. in general, and then also too if you picked up or listened to this album. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of it as well. But guys, that's pretty much it. Stay out of that collateral damage. And if you guys enjoyed this album review, check this one out right here.